Hi everyone, and welcome to Persona User Mike's ultimate definitive NieR Gestalt Replicant Collection video. I thought I'm a big collector of my favorite game, NieR Gestalt, and I thought I'd share my collection with everyone, and also kind of have it like a guide so you know what's out there, and also review the things that I have, what's worth it, what's not worth it, and I'll have links in the description below to how I got everything, where you can get everything. So first, a disclaimer, this is for Gestalt and Replicant. So while I do love Automata as well, I have the game, I have the Yorha, Year of the edition, I have all of the DLC. I platinumed the game, whatnot. This is for Gestalt and Replicant. I'll start by mentioning some of the things I do not have that are out there. There is a ring that has the writing that's on the, like this kind of writing. So there's a silver ring. It's about $200 US. That's on the Square Enix store. That link will be below. There's a Emil keychain and an Emil necklace that's made of rubber that looks exactly like the shirt I have here. And then there's a necklace with the moon tear flower, and there's also a Grimoire Noir and a Grimoire Weiss pendant. They're both about 200 each. However, you can't really find them anywhere right now. They're on back order on the Square Enix store, so hopefully when Replicant comes out, they'll put those back up. And one last thing I don't have is the Emil umbrella. That's also for sale. However, let's get into what I do have, and I'd like to share it. So of course I have it's an Automata, but the Emil t-shirt, the one that Yoko Taro was rolling around on the floor advertising. I have a Emil mask, which I may cosplay in the future when things get better publicly. To start, I have NieR on PS3. I have NieR on Xbox 360. And then I even got the Japanese version of the Gestalt Xbox 360, and of course the NieR Replicant Japanese PS3 version. And I'm playing through this. So I've got all four versions physically of the games. Next up, I'm going to show you the books, magazines, etc. Collection I have. So of course I have the official Brady guide, strategy guide. This is pretty in-depth. Of course you can find everything on the internet, but it's nice to have a physical book so you don't have to keep looking it up. I miss those from back in the day. I have next the Famitsu issue from May this year that has a load of 48 pages of NieR stuff. Now this was about 50 US, and it's all Japanese writing, so unfortunately, and there's no really pull-out poster per se in here. So it's a lot of screenshots, history of NieR and NieR Automata is in here. They have a breakdown of the characters and whatnot. It's pretty neat for a collector's item if you can get it cheap, but I think again, that's only 50 bucks. Next is the Taro Yoko official book. It's even though we all call him Yoko Taro, right at the beginning there's a disclaimer that says, oh, we call it the other way in Japan, so get used to it. There is no pictures in this. It's all written words, and it's very cheap, easy to find on Amazon. What's in it is half of the book is the story from Drakengard 1 all the way to Automata, which is pretty neat. But what's more interesting is it's the whole story of how he created, like background stories of how he created some of the games and whatnot. And there's some hidden stuff in there, some Easter eggs, some really fun ones. I think the best one I'll mention is how they, when they had brainstorming ideas of what they're going to do for the next NieR game after Gestalt and Replicant, they actually were thinking of having it a mobile Farmville type game, which is kind of hilarious. And he's got a dark sense of humor, we all know, and it's all over the book, his dark sense of humor. Right from the beginning, he's like, somebody wants to write a book about me. So it's pretty good. If you're a big fan of Yoko Taro, definitely a good read. Now here's where we get into some special stuff. So I have Grimoire Noir, or Grimoire NieR as they call it. This is kind of like a Japanese strategy guide for the game / art book. So it's definitely, it's got a lot of artwork. This is probably the most official artwork thing that they have out there. It describes all the stories, but then afterwards it's got maps and weapons, and that's all in Japanese, so probably not going to use it for the strategy guide part. But for the artwork, you're definitely going to enjoy some very rare, hard to find artwork of all that, and it is definitely one of my favorite buys in this collection. So it's pretty easy to find on Amazon and eBay, and I do believe it's on the Square Enix store. Grimoire NieR, fantastic buy. Highly recommend that. Now there were digital comics, 3 issues for NieR. I don't know if anyone's aware of that. And I actually went and got a company to officially, physically make them. So here I have the 3 issues of NieR. This is, I can't get it anywhere else because I had them make it myself. And they're very short stories. It's almost more like advertising for you to go and buy the game here in North America. So they did a very professional job. I love it, and I will post links in the description to the company that did this. Highly recommend them. So again, if you've seen the digital copies online, very easy to send. Now, it was a little pricey just for the 3 comics, but I'm a huge collector and of NieR stuff, and I really love the physical stuff you can hold. So that's all the books, magazines, and whatnot that I have for that. Next is probably my favorite collection part of NieR by far. It's the music. So I love the idea of music boxes. There's a couple of Automata ones, but there's only 2 for Gestalt and Replicant. One is Kanye, which I've got here, and it plays the Salvation version in a very small loop, and I'll just play a teeny bit of it here. And the other one is Emil Sacrifice version, right here. And they actually have the Emil Sacrifice was recently re-released again with the 10-year anniversary, and this is a little sample of this one here. It's very sturdy. There's you know, you can unscrew it to get in there if you really want to, but there's a little picture of Brother NieR there, and I really like it. The Kanye one has her sitting down there. Now, as for prices, if you can get them directly from the Square Enix store still, which I think sold out again, but they were pretty cheap there. Otherwise, eBay, people have them there because they bought them off there and pretty much resell them, unfortunately, and that's how I got them. So are they worth the high price? I'd say not. I'd say if you can get them directly from the Square Enix store, then that's great. And also depends on how much you like music boxes. I'm a huge fan of them, so I didn't mind paying a little bit of extra. Next up, they do have a couple of concerts, live concerts they had, I mean, the last two were mixed with Automata, but the first one they did was called Talk Live, and there was only, I think, 2 Automata songs on that. But the Blu-ray, this is one of my favorite parts in the collection for sure. The Blu-ray in this is region free. So it was a nice little surprise for the presentation with the sleeve. It's about $100 US, maybe even a little less, because I think I got it for 100 Canadian. So there's the disc and the little slip here with some pictures from it. But it was a beautiful concert. It is on YouTube, but there's nothing like having the physical version here. You can just pop in to your Blu-ray player, PS2, PS3, whatever. And I highly recommend this as one of the buys for sure. The concert, as if you're a music fan, you should already own this one. It's called Talk Live, and again, I'll have a description in below for that. Now, as for the music, I got the real stuff here. Of course, digital is easy to find, stuff on YouTube, but I like to have the physical versions. I'll start with the jazz version, which you're probably hearing looping one of them in the background here. So on Bandcamp, we had someone that got the rights to make Gestalt and Replicant arrangement tracks for NieR Gestalt and Replicant, and it's digital only, 2 small albums, but only asking for $5 each album US, which is very reasonable and very well worth it. There's 12 tracks in total, 6 on each, and I put it on DVD, but I bought it on Bandcamp. That link will be below. Very well worth it. I bet you never heard some of that stuff there. Here's the official OST, the official soundtrack for NieR Gestalt, and it's still the best one in my opinion. Not only does it have 2 CDs, it has the full soundtrack. It has beautiful artwork in it, and it's the real music, and it's also very easy to find, very cheap. This is a must for any NieR Gestalt Replicant fan. Probably already have it if you're watching this video anyway, but this is the #1 recommendation on this whole video for sure, the soundtrack. Other than that, they came up with piano collection, and this one's a bit pricey, and the songs on it aren't that great. There's 11 tracks on it. I think the best one is Radiant Hills. There's a few of them are okay, but like Emil and Kanye tracks on these are nowhere what you'd expect, because they're like epic on every other version except this one. So this one I wouldn't recommend unless you can get it very cheap. Next up we have the 15 Nightmares. This one is very common. It has the 3 tracks from the DLC from Gestalt Replicant, which I also got. That was pretty neat. The DLC. I still have the DLC. I actually have a save file from my original NieR that I backed up the save, and then I got the final ending, deleted all my save data, and then reloaded it. So that's pretty neat. But the DLC one, it's okay. It's average. If you can get it for cheap, I'd say yeah, go for it. It does have kind of a darker feel, and at the end there's a very weird off theme of the rest of the album. The very last track is 8-bit, so I don't know what that was doing in there at that time. The 8-bit's great though. Now the next one is the very rare, not a lot of people heard of it. It's called NieR Tribute Album Echo, and this one, it kind of looks like a meal with the Starbucks symbol. This one caught me by surprise that it even existed, and it's got some weird stuff where I didn't know if it was officially licensed or official, but it is, and they advertise it on the Square store, and even with the sleeves that you get, the advertisement sleeves, and it's more high energy. A lot of techno versions of every song in here. Very high energy, very loud, very weird, kind of like the NieR Automata arranged soundtrack, how there's some real technical weird stuff in there going on. Same with this one. And the last one is kind of a mix of the two. So you may have seen this one around. And my pronunciation on this is probably going to be shot, but it's the Adrendum album. And there's only, I think, 10 tracks on here, and there's a couple of Automata tracks, but the tracks on here are so good. A NieR Orchestral Arrangement Album Addendum, and it's recent. It just came out last year, actually. The presentation is fabulous. The amount of songs on there is low, but the songs that on there are absolutely, like the Emile, the City Ruins for Automata on here. Did I mention the Emile already? That one is so good. And the Kanye one is good too. So you really, it's really great. Unfortunately, they are charging so much for it everywhere, but I'm pretty sure it's got to go down sooner or later. So I would highly recommend this one as well. But when the price goes down, again, that's the orchestral album. I love the artwork there on the front. I love how it slides in from the top. So that's a great buy if you can get that one for cheap. Next up, I have the figures. Now there are figures for Automata, which I got one of 2B here, very nice. We're talking about the Bring Arts here, of course. I don't have any of the Automata stuff, and that includes the Double and Popola stuff. I would have liked to have them in their outfits that that are from Gestalt and Replicant, but they're the versions of Automata, so I don't have that. What I do have, of course, is NieR, Emile, and Weiss. I still have them in the box here. It's pretty expensive. A lot of you have it. A lot of collectors have this already. It's I actually really like it so much that I don't want to open it yet. I mean, Weiss is probably my favorite character in the NieR universe, and here I have a little figure of him. I don't want to open it yet. And the other official one from Gestalt and Replicant, of course, is Kanye with her swords and a Emile mask you can put on her head. I don't know why they did that, but anyway, that's pretty cool. Again, I haven't opened this one either yet. These are the two Bring Arts official from the original series, and I've been tempted to get the Double Pokemon. Now, kinda you can get real cheap, and you can also get a Chinese replica version that is also pretty cheap. This one's pretty expensive. They may put it back. I mean, we'll see what happens when Replicant comes out, if they issue these out again, and if they're cheap. You can get it on the Square store or on eBay or Amazon, but it is pretty pricey. I mean, you're getting 2 characters, Weiss if you include him as 3. Very detailed, very well done, and I'm sure you've seen them around. Lots of us already have that. But next up are some custom stuff. Before I get into that, actually, from the Square Enix Cafe, I've got a coaster of Father NieR here from the Grimoire. Very lovely. It's I'm not going to use it for a coaster. I've got PlayStation coasters already, but it's a nice little collection piece. This is that anime art that they had before the game came out, and they were advertising it in the magazines and stuff. This is the artwork they put on it, but it's from the official Square Enix Cafe. I like to collect mugs for stuff, so of course I got a NieR Replicant mug. I got this custom made. I'll have the link in the description. I've seen a couple in Europe on eBay, but I noticed that it's pretty much someone from a mug company just got it custom made, just like I did. So anyway, I mean, lots of places do that as well. So this is something that I like to have. I also have some keychains, also fan made. So this side is Daddy NieR, and this side is Replicant NieR with the whole crew. It's a kind of chibi, and it's acrylic, so I wouldn't put it in my pocket for real. It'll probably break pretty easy, but it was pretty cheap, and it was the person's actually in Canada. I'm in Canada, so it didn't take long to get here either. And then I got one with NieR Replicant and Weiss, and when you flip it over, you've got Daddy. So you got Daddy NieR, Brother NieR. So that's pretty neat to have another keychain. Again, maybe this is something I'll hang from like my car mirror or something, but the sun would even get that out, so maybe not. So those are pretty cheap. I'll have the link in the description below it, but very worth the money, I gotta say, for those. And then I got a sticker made of Weiss. I was searching the internet and found that this company, Redbubble, already has stickers made for him. So I got a couple, put some on my drive, on my calendar, my PSP Go case, and even, yes, I skateboard. I had to get one for my skateboard. So there's Weiss on my skateboard. And that is my collection. So I hope you saw something here that you didn't know existed. I hope if you have any questions, put a comment and I'll respond. But again, I think it's a great collection, and there are some things there that are definitely worth it, like the Blu-ray, the official soundtrack. And I know that when Replicant finally releases, we're gonna have a whole bunch of new stuff, and I'm hoping also that there's gonna be, like, on the Square Enix store, collector's edition of the game that will have some extra stuff, like how Final Fantasy VII Remake did. So I'm kind of excited to see what they'll throw in for that. Also, for some reason, a few voice actors from the Gestalt game are hired and working on the Replicant. So I don't know what the outcome of that will be. I'm pretty excited to find out if maybe, I honestly don't think they're gonna put the option to play as the dad, the Gestalt in there, but you never know. I mean, I don't know what other added content they're going to do in that. I'm already playing the Japanese version with my English strategy guide, and there's not a lot of difference right now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being a part of this collection, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. I do post some of the songs from my soundtracks here on there, some of my favorite versions, and some of the stuff is really rare, so do check that out. And again, thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.